There's a $14 fix for your hot room. A small fan installed in one specific place, in one specific way. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to buy and exactly where to put it. But first, I need to explain something. Because if you put this fan in the wrong place, and most people do, it does nothing, or it makes things worse. The placement is everything, and that is what nobody explains. So let me show you the right way to do this, and then let me tell you why your HVAC technician has never once mentioned it. Let's start with what is actually happening in your hot room, because I want to bet that you have already tried some things. Maybe you bought a portable fan, maybe you called an HVAC company, maybe someone told you that your unit is undersized, or your ducts need sealing, or you need a mini split. Maybe you spent money, and the room is still hot. Here is why. The hot room problem is almost never about your air conditioner being too small. In the vast majority of homes, the equipment is fine. The problem is one of three things happening inside your house right now, quietly, invisibly, every single day. The first is duct imbalance. The cold air your system is producing is going to the wrong rooms. Rooms that do not need it are getting blasted. The room you care about is getting the leftovers. The second is return air starvation. Your HVAC system is a closed loop. Cold air goes out through supply vents and warm air has to come back through return vents. If the warm air in your hot room has no clear path back to the system, the whole loop breaks down. New cold air stops flowing in efficiently. The room pressurizes, the airflow slows, and the temperature climbs. The third is thermal loading. The room is absorbing or generating more heat than your system was ever designed to account for. Sun exposure, electronics, a dark exterior wall that has been soaking up heat all day and radiating it back at 10 o'clock at night. The $14 exhaust fan trick addresses all three of these at once. That is why it works when expensive fixes sometimes do not, and that is what I want to explain to you now. Here is what the trick actually is. You take a small, inexpensive fan, the kind used in bathroom ventilation or computer cooling, and you install it high in the doorway of your hot room, facing outward into the hallway. Not blowing air in, pulling hot air out. That distinction is the entire thing. That is what separates the people who try this and wonder why it did not work from the people who try it and cannot believe the difference. When you pull hot air out of the upper part of the room, two things happen simultaneously. First, you disrupt what is called thermal stratification. Hot air is less dense than cold air. In a sealed room, the hottest air accumulates near the ceiling in a thick, stagnant layer. Your ceiling vent is blowing cold air directly into that hot mass, and it loses its cooling power almost immediately. You're fighting the ceiling the entire time. Pulling that hot air out breaks up the layer. The room starts mixing properly. Second, you create a pressure differential. When air is being pulled out of the room becomes slightly lower in pressure than the hallway. And that pressure difference does something remarkable. It draws cooled air in from under the door, through the door gap, from the conditioned hallway that is typically 4 to 7 degrees cooler than your problem room, without you adding a single piece of cooling equipment. The gap under your interior door is not a flaw. It is exactly wide enough to allow meaningful airflow when there is a pressure difference driving it. You're using something that was already there, and you're solving the return air problem at the same time, because now there is a pathway. Air can circulate, the loop closes, your existing system can actually do the job it was already doing. Now let me talk about placement, because this is where most people go wrong. Blowing a fan across the room horizontally does almost nothing useful. It circulates hot air. You feel the movement, but the temperature does not change. Pointing a fan outward through a window can actually pull outdoor heat in if the outside temperature is higher than your indoor temperature. On a hot afternoon, that is almost always the case. You are making things worse. The correct placement is this: high on the wall or in the upper portion of the doorway, facing outward into the hallway. You want the fan exhausting the hottest air in the room, which rises naturally to the ceiling, out into the cooler, conditioned space just outside the door. The hallway works because it has better return air access and no direct sun exposure. It sits several degrees cooler than your problem room for exactly those reasons. You are borrowing that temperature difference and using it. Your setup should look like this: fan high in the doorway or mounted high on the wall near the door, running outward. Door slightly cracked at the bottom, or simply using the standard door gap for intake. The cold air from your ceiling vent now has somewhere to go. It flows down through the full height of the room, reaches you, and the hot air at the top gets continuously pulled out. That is the whole system. A pressure loop, created with a $14 fan and a door gap that was already there. Now, let me tell you what to actually buy. The first option is a computer case fan, the kind used to cool a PC, usually 80 to 120 millimeters. They cost $8 to $14, run on USB or a simple adapter, and move 40 to 80 cubic feet of air per minute. For a small bedroom, that is enough. They are also nearly silent. The second option is a bathroom exhaust fan, $12 to $25, moves 50 to 110 cubic feet per minute, made specifically for through-wall installation. If you want something more permanent, this is the one. You can wire it to a switch and forget about it. The third option, and this is what HVAC technicians actually use when they do this professionally, is an inline duct booster fan, $15 to $35. It installs directly into the supply duct run that feeds your problem room, amplifying the airflow the duct delivers. This is the version for a room where the supply vent blows noticeably weaker than the vents in other rooms. It is the most powerful option. And the part that contractors install for $150 to $400, labor included, costs $35 on its own. Let me walk you through the actual setup so you can pick the one that fits your situation. The first version requires no tools at all. Cut a piece of foam board to fill the upper 6 inches of your doorway when the door is open. Cut a hole for the fan, tape it in place, run the fan outward into the hallway. Total cost, $14. Reversible in 30 seconds if you want to try something different. The second version is permanent. Buy a bathroom exhaust fan, cut a hole through your drywall into the hallway or an adjacent room. Install the fan, wire it to a switch. This one works even with the door fully closed because the airflow path goes directly through the wall. The third version goes inside your duct system. If your room has a supply duct, find that duct run in your attic or basement. Cut in an inline booster fan. Wire it to a wall switch. Now your existing duct delivers significantly more conditioned air to that room on demand. This is the right choice when the problem is that the duct simply is not delivering enough airflow to begin with. There's a fourth version that almost nobody talks about. If your hot room is directly below the attic, there's superheated air sitting in the ceiling cavity above you. Air that can reach 130, 140 degrees in summer, radiating heat down through your ceiling all day long. Installing a small exhaust fan that pulls that hot ceiling cavity air out through a soffit vent before it ever radiates into your room can drop the effective ceiling surface temperature by 15 to 25 degrees. That is not a minor difference. That is a different room. Now I want to tell you something honest, the way I always want to with you. This trick does not fix duct leaks. If your ductwork is leaking, and in most homes built before 2000, ducts lose 20 to 30% of conditioned air through gaps and poorly sealed joints. A fan at the room level is working around a bigger problem. Duct sealing is a separate project, and it is worth doing. It does not fix oversized equipment either. A unit that is too big for your home short cycles, runs in bursts, shuts off before it properly dehumidifies the air, runs again. The air feels cool but clammy. No airflow adjustment at the room level fixes that, and there is one specific situation where the fan trick alone will not be enough. If the supply vent in your hot room blows noticeably weaker than the vents in the rest of your house, if you put your hand up to it and the airflow feels thin, that room is not receiving enough conditioned air to begin with. The duct is undersized, or a damper somewhere in the line got accidentally closed during a service call and nobody reopened it. In that case, the inline duct booster is the right fix, version 3. Still under $40 to do yourself. But for most rooms, in most homes, the problem is not the equipment. The problem is not the duct size. The problem is airflow dynamics at the room level, and that is exactly what the fan addresses. So let me tell you the part you have probably been thinking about since the beginning of this video. If this is real, if a $14 fan solves something that HVAC technicians have been charging thousands of dollars to address, why has nobody ever told you about it? Here is the honest answer. It is not that HVAC professionals are hiding this from you. It is that their entire training, their entire business model is built around the system, the equipment, the refrigerant, the ductwork as infrastructure, EPA certification, NATE certification, state licensing. None of it covers residential airflow comfort at the room level. That gap between the system and the room you actually live in, it is barely touched in any training program. And there's a business reality that is uncomfortable but true. A $14 fix does not generate a service call fee. It does not generate a parts markup. It does not generate a new installation contract. When a technician drives to your house, spends an hour, and the right answer is a fan from the hardware store and a piece of foam board, there is no invoice for that. There is no business model built around it. So instead, you get a recommendation for a mini split, or a zoning system, or a larger unit. And sometimes those are genuinely the right answer. But often, in most ordinary homes with ordinary systems and one room that has driven the family crazy every summer for years, they are not the main problem. The physics behind this has been understood for decades. The parts cost $14. The only thing missing was someone explaining it at the room level where you actually feel the heat. So here's my question for you. Tell me in the comments, which room is it? The second floor bedroom? The room above the garage? The bonus room at the end of the hall that your HVAC technician shrugged at? And what have you already tried? I read every comment, And I already know what most of the answers are going to sound like. If this gave you something real, something you can actually do this week for $14, hit the like button. It helps more than you know. And subscribe if you want to keep getting honest, practical information about your home without the markup. Thank you for watching. Stay comfortable, and I will see you in the next one.